You know, every now and then, even though I do this every day, sometimes stories slip under the radar from me and I miss them. This happens to be one of those stories that I can promise you, had I seen it the day it came out, I 100% would have talked about it probably multiple times. But on October 16th, Newsweek ran an article, again, can't believe I missed it, about the fact that Mike Lindell has decided he is going to represent himself in the multiple different defamation lawsuits that he is facing because he does not have money for lawyers. The MyPillow CEO will act as his own lawyer as he faces hundreds of millions of dollars in defamation lawsuits. Now, as we all know, Lindell's lawyers recently dumped him because he doesn't have any money, he can't pay their bills, and Lindell said, quote, "These lawyers were courageous. They took on a case where every other lawyer in this country is afraid to take on any case against the electronic voting machines and the evil that's out there. This was a great group of attorneys and they need to get paid, and there's no money to pay them. They can't keep going." So yeah, I mean, that's true. There's no money to pay them. What are they going to do? But holy crap, dude, really? You're going to represent yourself. Now, we did learn a couple months ago, when videotape of one of Mike Lindell's depositions was released, Lindell was absolutely unhinged during his questioning, right? Lashed out at the attorney that was asking him questions, called him an a-hole, really just went on this profane tirade against the lawyer. And dude, if you can't keep your cool in a deposition, then there is no way you're going to successfully represent yourself at trial. Don't get me wrong. I want you to do it. Like, I 100% want Mike Lindell to act as his own attorney. That would be one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. No offense to my children. I watched them being born, but I gotta tell you, watching Mike Lindell represent himself as he faces over $1 billion in defamation lawsuits, I'm going to put that on par with watching my kids be born. I'm sorry. It would just be that amazing to see. And oh my God, do I want it to happen so badly. You don't even know. But legal experts are, of course, trying to warn him that if you do this, this is going to be the worst thing you've ever done in your life. Specifically, you have Nima Rahmani, the president of the West Coast Trial Lawyers, who said this: "Lindell is making a mistake. He's not a lawyer and has never tried a case. Dominion's attorney are going to run circles around him. Adding the fact that he has no filter and isn't careful about what he says, which got him here in the first place, he's likely to turn off the judge and jury. This all has the makings of a large judgment against Lindell." I agree. But that's why, I'm telling him, dude, you got to do it. You really should do this. Because here's what's at stake, folks. Mike Lindell, as I said, is actually facing well over $1 billion in defamation lawsuits. Some of the lawsuits are split between 3 different defendants, the other 2, of course, being Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani. But I think all told, Lindell himself is facing $1 billion, a little more than that maybe. So Lindell has a net worth, if the internet can be believed, which I don't believe these too much, of anywhere between about $250 and $350 million. We know that Fox News already paid out one settlement for these lawsuits of almost $800 million just for their part. So Lindell, in this civil trial, would essentially lose every single thing. And the bulk of his net worth is actually because he is the founder, CEO, and sole proprietor of MyPillow. So what do they do in a situation like that? They take the assets. He is at risk of losing his pillow company, the only reason anybody in this country knows who the hell he is, because he can't pay his lawyers, because he wants to act as his own counsel. I do predict at the end of all of this, MyPillow will likely be gone. I'm not going to shed a tear for it. It's going to suck for the workers who work at the factory, absolutely. Maybe they can become Dominion Pillow or, Smartmatic Pillow. Who knows? But one thing I think is almost certain at this point, that company will no longer be held by Mike Lindell when this is all over. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low, low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.